Have you guys seen all these videos coming out lately about film versus digital photography? It is a topic of hot debate. We're not going to really dive into which is better in this video, but I did do an experiment over the weekend in which I attempted to shoot this digital camera as if it had a roll of film in it. And by that, I mean I set the limitations upon myself of what a film camera would do. One of the big arguments for film photography is that it makes you slow down and get things right in camera without just kind of this spray and pray method, which is really something we should all be doing. I do that in my digital world, but to be honest, when you can just shoot freely, I tend to take a lot more pictures than I would with a film camera. One, because it costs more for the film, and two, because it costs more to get it developed. And also when shooting film, you have to choose a film with a specific ISO and a specific look. So I put these parameters on myself in this experiment. I stuck to ISO 400, limited myself to 36 images, and I chose a picture profile in camera. User defined, I went for something with a little less saturation, no sharpness, and a little more contrast. Now there are several picture profiles to choose from. There's a few more you can download from Canon. I'll put them in the link down below, as well as a software program to go in depth and create your own picture profile where you can adjust colors and tones, highlight, saturation, all that stuff as well. So without further ado, let's dive into this experiment, look at the pictures, and I will give you my final thoughts here at the end. So how'd I do with my 36 images? Well, not great really, to be honest. I ended up shooting 6 different subject matters, all different mountain peaks while up on the $1 Million Highway. And one of the reasons I only got away with 6 different subjects was the changing in lighting. And I just saw different opportunities to capture different light on the mountain peaks, and they all struck a chord with me. So if I was shooting film, I probably wouldn't have taken as many pictures of the same subject over and over, and that was a little bad on my part, but it did reiterate why I like digital photography so much, for the ability to take so many different photographs. But I did enjoy slowing down and practicing my composure a little more. We'll take a look at one of each of these different subject matters here. All different mountain peaks, all with that picture profile I chose. Slightly more contrast, slightly less saturation, with no sharpness at all added to the image to get kind of that film look. And I did shoot everything at ISO 400. We'll take a dive in here and look at the film grain. And I did learn that I really do like that film grain of ISO 400 on a nice bright day. So that is probably something I will try more often. So one thing when shooting these picture profiles, you do have to shoot in JPEG, which is a little bit harder to edit. I edited all these using just the auto edit feature in Lightroom to kind of mimic getting them back from a photo lab. All in all, I think they came out pretty good, except for this photo here, number 5, which I don't think the auto edit did very well. We'll take another look at that. An edit I did on my own. And you can see I pushed this JPEG edit pretty far from the original to what I ended up with. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think you could do some decent edit on JPEG photos. All in all, I think it was a pretty good experiment. It's something I'd like to dive into further in the future, to go ahead and play with some different picture profiles to take out on specific shoots. But I really did learn that I do like digital photography for the fact that you can change these settings on the fly. If I was just in the mountains with one picture profile, that's great. I could choose a film and just shoot that style. But let's say a different subject came up, maybe some automobiles or wildlife or some street photography of that nature. I'm happy with digital photography to go in, change the picture profile, or my favorite, go back and shoot raw and apply my look in the final edit. But I definitely do see the draw to film. It's something I would love to do. I'd love to get a film camera. It's not an investment I would like to make now, but I do think we could all benefit from slowing down, taking a lesson from film photographers, and making each shutter click count. Really think about what you're doing. Don't just spray and pray. Take the time, really think about what you're doing.